Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, we got a lot to do today. We are going to get the goats settled this morning. Go ahead and get that Permire One fence that I ordered up. Full disclosure, I've never put up a Permire One fence. I know nothing about electric fencing. That's not what I use there in Florida. But today we're going to figure it out. We're going to grab Uber and we're going to clear a little section in here for the goats to be able to have a place to be able to start eating down some of this undercover here that we got in the trees. I think it'll be a good place to start getting cleared out. I want to use the goats to clear out as much of the undergrowth in all of these trees as possible to be able to park the property out and to give it a real nice look and a real nice feel. All right, let's get Uber Crunk up, warmed up, and we'll get started. All right, let's check on the goats. Well, good morning. Good morning, Chanel. I know there's a whole nother world out there. Y'all ready to get out of here? All right, guys, I got the Permire One fence out. I believe that right there is the solar and the battery. This right here is the actual netting. This area right here is what we're going to start with. I kind of see a natural path kind of going right through here, so I'm probably going to start right here, clear out a little square area, and then kind of come back and then kind of have them take care of this area first, and then we'll start kind of shifting them throughout this thicket right here. I got the supervisor on the scene, the foreman's over there in the distance bouncing around. It's time to get to work. that one tried to whoop old Uber right there. That was a heck of a root system. This ground is very, very soft, so it's hard to get some good traction to be able to dig in there and really, really push. But a little persistency, you know. Get her done, son. Come on.
Get it, Uber, get it!
Ryder, what are you doing up on Uber? I know you're the supervisor, but I got to work. I got to work right now. I got stuff to do. You miss me, huh? You like break time? Are you calling break? All right, guys, I think I'm gonna regroup here. This thicket right here is really, really thick. And being that I have never done this Permire One fence before, and I really don't know how much square footage it's actually going to cover, I think I'm gonna put the goats up at first until I get their temporary canopy built. Just open up in a clearing somewhere so I can actually see exactly what kind of span I can actually get out of this fence, because right now I think I'm just clearing a lot more than what I actually need to clear, and I want the goats to actually clear most of this. And by the time I think I'm done, it's only going to be a little square that they're going to have to clear, and I don't think that's what I'm looking for. You know, as I always say, it's a game plan, not a set plan, but we did get a little bit of clearing done out here, so that's good. So I think we're going to regroup, find a little clearing area for them to start with, just to get them accustomed. And then I'll be able to know more about the fence and know exactly what kind of clearing I need to do in order to get them to come into this thicket right here and clear. I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to order a couple more sections of fence to actually make it worth kind of cutting all these trails through here. All right, according to the supervisor, it's break time and it's time to pick a new location. All right, guys, let's take a look at this Permire One fencing. What I got was the 200-foot starter kit, which came with, we'll open this up right now. Right here, you got your all-in-one solar panel and battery setup. Got a nice little waterproof box. Control on and off. I like it. It's a solar Intel Shock 60. The kit that I ordered is for goat and sheep, so we'll see how well it works. Like I said, first time using this, but I know one thing, it's not light. We'll see how it works. I know Jeff with Groovy Eggs over there, he uses a lot of this Permire One fencing for his chickens, and it works pretty good. So I'm curious. We decided that we're going to put the goats pretty close to where they're at right now with this little canopy here. We're going to run right along the side here, kind of go across the back and come back up, and then go right across here. And my cabin is right there. I think for the first round, just until they get used to the mountain, and also I can get a little bit better setup for them, I'd like to keep them pretty close to the cabin just for predator reasons. And also to let Eclipse get used to new farm life on the homestead, so I can keep an eye on her too, making sure she don't get hung up in the electric fence trying to play with them. I think the supervisor approves. Ryder, what do you think? All right, I got my little brush against the feet to let me know that it's okay. All right, we're gonna get this cleared out a little bit. Got to move this water tank, lawnmower, a little bit of stuff right here, and we'll get it stretched out and see how it works. All right, guys, we just stopped for lunch real quick. Had some tamales that one of Margarita's friends makes. Every once in a while, she makes big batches, and you can order them by the dozen. I got 4 dozen. Come on. But we got the fence up, and it was not too difficult. As y'all seen in the time lapse, had to bring Uber in, do a little bit of clearing and move some stuff out of the way. I didn't really know how much fencing this was actually going to cover. That's kind of why I pulled the plug on clearing out the thick stuff and kind of running in a more cleared area to start with. I think I'm also going to feel a lot more comfortable with it being right by the cabin, just for the first round, just until the goats get incorporated with being on the mountain. And also I can kind of check on the predator pressure that we have around here. This electric fencing should keep predators out and should keep the goats in. That's the goal, right? But it wasn't too bad. It actually stretched out. It was actually really easy with 2 people. Probably would have been a little bit more difficult with 1, because then you would have had to lay it down into all of this kind of stuff and it'd probably get tangled up. Of course, got the supervisor out here checking the final product, because I can't do nothing without getting an inspection from old Ryder there. All right, well, now we're gonna try to figure out how to energize this thing with the little solar battery. I put a concrete block right there to be able to take it off the ground a little bit, just so if it rains and stuff, water and mud's not splashing up on it. I have very good sunlight right here. It is open skies all the way through, so it should be able to keep a good charge and keep this fence energized. Unfortunately, this starter kit that I got was 200 foot and it did not come with a gate, so I'm just gonna have to kind of tie this end up right here and go in and out from this corner until I can actually get a gate. All right, let's get this thing hooked up. I don't know how to hook it up yet, but we're gonna figure it out and see if we can get it energized. Another thing that it did not come with is a grounding rod, so we just had to cut one and make one. And we will connect this to yonder. Next, we will get some power of what's happening. Don't need to take it all the way off this time now that I know that there's a hole in there. We'll slide it in just like you see yonder. Oh, extreme close-up, guys. Extreme close-up. All right. Now, I believe there's an on and off up in here. Control on and off. When it is green, it is fired up. When it's green and red, I believe that there's a problem. So I had to hook the ground up on the inside to the battery. I hear a little bit of popping now. We're gonna bring this around. We're gonna connect it to that little metal clip up there at the top. Ooh. And it should be energized. We're gonna check it right now.
Oh yeah, she's jumping. She is live.
We got some little helpers on the homestead today, picking up some trash from all the windstorms and snowstorms and ice storms and all that we've been having.
Yeah.
Not touch this, because if you do, it's gonna bite you.
It's gonna shock really bad.
It's not gonna kill you, but you're gonna wish you never touched it. Do you understand? So do not be within like 10 feet of here. Just stay over there, all right?
Where do we put the where do you put the garbage?
All right, one of the reasons why I chose this area is because of these 3 trees right here. I'm actually gonna take a couple of canopies that's kind of gotten destroyed and stuff with the wind and everything around here. We're supposed to have some good weather for about 5 days. I'm planning on taking something, whether it be some old cuttings from the mill and all of the stuff that we actually cut up around here, and actually make a little mobile little shelter for the goats that I can move when I move this Permire One fencing around the property. I can just hook it to Uber and kind of pull it. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do a hoop coop or if I'm actually going to build something out of the scraps and stuff around here. I do have some old metal and a whole lot of odds and ends, cuttings and stuff from using the sawmill. So it's really going to be whatever saves me the most money and also is the most convenient. But for the next couple of days while the weather's good, because I won't be going to town until the following week because things shut down here on the weekends. And I'm going to need to go to a couple of different supply stores. I'm going to go ahead and just rig up some kind of little temporary place where they got a windbreak and also to be able to keep any kind of the night dew and stuff off of them while they're sleeping. Alright guys, it is not the Taj Mahal, but it will work for about 4 or 5 days while the weather is decent. Got a little windbreak here that I use some fabric cloth to do. I'll be able to reuse this later in a garden area so it's not wasted. That canopy up there is on its way out anyways. I was going to throw it away. So if it only makes it for about 5 days, I'll call it a win. We got a new helper out here in a pretty dress.
Nail. See the nail? Yeah. And we nailed it in right there.
Oh, and there's a hole right there.
And it sticks right in there.
But, hey, it is what it is. It cost me $0, and it's going to keep the goats comfortable until I can get to town and figure out exactly what type of shelter I want to build them. All right, let's go ahead and get the goats, get them in the pen, and go ahead and get it energized and see how they do with it. What?
What does those eat?
They eat hay and pellets and corn and alfalfa.
What is that?
It's a type of hay.
Oh yeah, speaking of alpha. Oh, you can make a corn called alpha.
Well, what do you think?
It's amazing, actually. I know they're loving it. So much more room out here. Oh yeah.
And the weather's beautiful.
It is an amazing day. I took my jacket off already.
Like I say, guys, that right there, it's not the Taj Mahal, but it will work for a couple of days until we figure out the shelter situation. But I think they're happy. We got a happy mama, happy babies. I don't know if I got moving them on camera or not. My camera kind of got knocked down. So if it's on there, I'll show you. If not, sorry.
I like how the middle one's like on his knees.
Yeah. Right now I'm feeding them separately because mama right there gets a little aggressive sometimes with the other two that's not hers. See? Right on cue. That was not scripted, guys. But we got their water over there. Big rubber bowl. That way if it tries to freeze, I can just hit the side of it and it'll break the ice up. And then that's a much bigger food bowl than what they need. That's why I just went ahead and put the hay in there with it. That'll end up being a waterer at some point as well. Let's go ahead and get this closed up, get it energized, and I'm gonna sit out here and watch them and see how they act once they get close to the fence. They have not dealt with electric fencing before, so I just want to make sure they don't get tangled up or anything like that until they get used to. It's not something that you kind of want to mess around with. All right, we're gonna let Eclipse out as well because I'm sure she's gonna come over to the fence and she also needs to know. This is Eclipse's first time seeing the goats, and the goats' first time seeing them. It looked like Chanel just touched it with her horns and jumped back real quick. She's curious right now.
Daddy.
All the places you could pee, you're gonna pee right on your hay. Eclipse is being a good girl right now. She don't know what to think. Chanel is a very protective, really good mom. And Eclipse don't know what to think about the goats. She's like, they look like they'd be fun to play with, but that mama looks a little aggressive. Jacob's already got his shovel in his hip and his little metal detector. Yeah. And your rake.
I thought I found something.
You're ready, huh?
You thought you found something?
Yeah, I thought I found something.
For every nail you find in my yard, I'll give you 5 cents.
What? All you need to find is 20 nails for $1, Jacob.
All right, guys, I'm gonna let them just kind of get comfortable. Let Eclipse get comfortable with them being here. She's doing very, very good. I thought she would be a little bit more animated like she normally is. But I think it's a curiosity, and I think the mama kind of heading her off at the fence every time kind of got her a little worried. So that's a good thing. She won't really want to kind of get around the fence and mess with them and bug them and stress them out. Y'all like the new pen?
Yeah.
Do you like the new pen?
Kind of.
How about you, Eclipse?
Isn't it good that the goats have more room to play?
Yes, it is.
Serenity, which one is your favorite goat?
I have 2 favorites. I have 3.
Which ones?
The babies?
Oh, the babies. Yeah, the babies.